everyone, welcome to TTV News with some latest event in Tay Ninh Province, and here are our story today. Ladies and gentlemen, recently, Mr. Trần Văn Chiến, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People Committee, and leaders of relevant departments visited and gave their best wishes of the Lunar New Year to interact in Chà La Industrial Park on the occasions of the Year of Tiger 2022.
Mr. Trần Văn Chiến visited and sent a bad wishes of the Lunar New Year to International Investment Company, Puhum Vietnam Company Limited and Can Sports Vietnam Company Limited. In 2021, despite being heavily affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, but the enterprises have also created jobs and stable incomes for the thousands of employees inside and outside the province, contributing to the province's general growth positively. The mechanisms and policies have been concerned, guaranteed and improved for current employees. At its company, the Vice Chairman Provincial People's Committee congratulated the enterprises on completing the tasks and plans in 2021. Vice Chairman of the People's Committee, Trần Văn Chiến, affirmed that Tay Ninh Province always supports and accompanies enterprises in the operation and development process. He suggested enterprises continue to have many policies, pay more attention to improve the work environment, income and quality of employees' life that ensure to develop stably. And in the near future, he wants businesses to actively connect and introduce foreign investors to learn and invest in the province, which have more contribution to the province's socio-economic development. On this occasion, on behalf of the provincial leaders, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Trần Văn Chiến, presented flowers and gifts to enterprises. He hoped businesses, staff, and employees welcome the Lunar New Year 2022 with a lot of joy, success, and happiness. And the provincial delegation led by Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the People's Committee, along with leaders of departments in the province, visited and gave bad wishes of the Lunar New Year to the businesses in the province. The provincial leader delegation had an intimate conversation and together shared difficulties that enterprises face in 2021 due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. And currently, the COVID-19 situation in the province has basically been controlled. Enterprises become active again. The number of workers who received the second dose of COVID-19 vaccines reached over 90%. Speaking at the places, Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the People's Committee, said that up to now, Tay Ninh has returned to the new normal state, and it is the time for businesses to recover post-pandemic. In 2022, the province will accompany businesses to develop the socio-economic development. Overcoming hard time, businesses can be assured of doing productive investment. On this occasion, on behalf of the Provincial Party Committee, the Provincial People's Council and the People's Committee, the Vietnam Phalanx Front Committee of the Tay Ninh Province, he sent best wishes and healthy and successful in the Lunar New Year to enterprises and coming to the new year with many new victories. And on the morning of January the 23rd, with a suggestion from the newspaper, the People Committee of Tay Ninh Commune, Tay Châu District, collaborated with Hải Đăng Land Real Estate Development Investment Joint Stock Company in Bình Dương Province, held a meeting to present the Tet gifts for 100 families with different circumstances in 3 communes at Tay Đông, Tân Hà, and Xứ Ngô. Specifically, Tay Ninh Commune was received 40 parts, Tân Hà Commune with 25 parts, and Xứ Ngô Communes with 35 parts. The total value of this gift giving is about 50 million Vietnam dong. Phạm Thị Phương, chairwoman of Tay Ninh Commune People's Committee, expressed her gratitude to the company as well as the newspaper and Tay Châu District for their attending and supporting of this disadvantaged people income in the body area.
On January 24, the interdisciplinary delegation was chaired by the Department of Industry and Trade, together with representatives of departments and agencies, conducted surveys and checked the stockpiling situations of interdisciplinary, participate in markets, stabilizations, and some markets in Tay Ninh Province.
The intersectorial delegation inspected 2 supermarkets, including Coop Mart Trảng Bàng and Coop Mart Go Châu, on business conditions such as business registration certificates, and at the same time surveyed the stockpiling of goods to participate in stabilizing the market. In general, the supermarkets have done well to ensure the goods not to lack essential items. This year, the prices have remained stable, but the items in the spice group have increased for 10 to 17% compared to last year. At the same time, the delegation also checked the Tay Ninh rice export factory on the situation of rice exports. To ensure the goods, according to the current company leader, 200 tons of rice has been stored to reserve the Lunar New Year market. And by the inspection of the markets in Bến Cầu, Trảng Bàng and Gò Dầu districts, up to this point, small traders have also prepared essential items with diverse types and designs. However, there's still some shortcomings such as not announcing listing of the prices of the item for sale. Even many items do not have an expiration date. The inspection team has conducted reminders and corrections.
In 2021, there were dangerous diseases in Tay Ninh Province, though lumpy skin disease in cow and buffalo, Africa's white fever disease, bird flu disease.
Lumpy skin disease the first occurs with a cow in Tay Ninh with a total of more than 16,300 cows. More than 1,900 cows died and destroyed. The African swine fever disease has more than 3,500 died and destroyed of the cattle. And the bird flu with about 35 chickens died and destroyed. The disease basically have been controlled and handled, prevent spreading of the pandemic on a large scale. Disease prevention and control work is well done, completing the plan to prevent the heat, poultry, and aquatic disease in 2021, specifically completing the vaccination for livestock and poultry in the province with more than 1 million doses of different kinds of vaccines. The grassroots veterinary system has more than 280,300 doses were vaccinated, completing the fourth batch of elimination from poison and sterilization with a total of about 12,500 liters of drugs, the total spray area of about 25 million of square meter. Implementing quarantine out of the province which has more than 217,000 cattle, 404 million poultry. Implement night training course in the district towns and cities about preventing from the bird flu, African swine fever, foot and mouth disease in the cattle, and lumpy skin disease in cow and buffaloes.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the evening of January 24, the People's Committee of Tay Ninh City have the opening ceremony of the city's Spring Flower Market, the Bring of the Tiger in 2022.
Speaking at the opening of the Spring Flower Market, Mr. Nguyễn Trung Hiếu, Vice Chairman of the City People's Committee, head of the Organizing Committee for the Spring Flower Market of Tay Ninh City, was pleased to announce the number of positive results in socio-economic development in the Vietnam in general and in Tay Ninh City in particular. The situation of COVID-19 pandemic prevention and control in the area is basically under control. The people living standards are improving day by day. Immediately after the opening ceremony, the city leaders visited the booth and at the same time visited the situation and conduct business household to strictly implement the pandemic prevention and control measures and wish for business and household to have a bountiful Tet flower season.
Thưa quý khán giả, hiện tại thì tôi đang có mặt tại chợ Hoa Xuân, thành phố Tây Ninh, Xuân Nhâm Dần năm 2022.
From January the 24th, the Spring Flower Market has officially opened and welcomed tourists to visit and shopping. According to many people, the Spring Flower Market is one of the dispensable activities of the people in Tay Ninh City in particular, and the whole province in general, and neighboring localities in particular on the days of approaching the Tet holiday. And according to the custom, the Spring Flower Markets will open to December the 23rd of the lunar calendar. Like every year, this year, the Spring Flower Market in Tay Ninh City continues to be held in the area of Tay Ninh Canal Banks on Trang Hưng Đạo Street, Quang Trung Street, and Thắng Lợi Park.
Thì chợ Hoa Xuân thành phố năm Nhâm Dần 2022.
This year, the Spring Flower Market attracted nearly 270 stalls participating in the display and sales of plants, ornamental flowers, artistic and traditional products from localities inside and outside the province. Usually on the occasion of the Tet every year, I often go to the Spring Flower Market, and this year, due to the pandemic situation, so I feel that the number of visitors and the number of flowers plots are somewhat less than usual. But in return for traditional flowers, the quantity and qualities are enhanced, the price is affordable and suitable for the visitors can easily choose and buy. This year, the number of flowers in the flower market is small, much lower than every year, so the people also buy flowers very early. The price is also a little bit increasing in general, but the gardeners did not dare to plant much because of the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, because this growth was right at the time of implementing Directive number 16.
Đối với các tiểu thương và các cái
The Security
tài
Department
xế
of
vận
the
tải vận
organizing
chuyển
committee
hoa
always
xe
upholds
hoa
the sense
tại
of
chợ hoa
responsibility to remind the people in the happy atmosphere of spring to welcome the Lunar New Year, still ensure 5 key messages in Vietnamese during visiting and shopping at the city's spring flower market. For small businesses and flower delivery and drivers to mobilize the people to declare their health, most of the small businesses have been given 3 injections and 2 doses of vaccination, keeping the season to ensure that the protection measures strictly comply with 5 key messages in Vietnamese according to the current policy. Once a year, held on the day subsection to the Tet holiday, Tay Ninh City Spring Flower Market has become a traditional beauty of the Tay Ninh people. The maintenance of the Spring Flower Markets not only create conditions for gardeners to exchange and promote artistic flower works, create places for the people to visit and buy things, but also contribute to preserving and promoting the beauty of traditional culture of the Tay Ninh people in general and the Tay Ninh City people in particular on this occasion of the coming New Year and the Spring Festival.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for joining with us and see you next time.